Hey, what's up? Moldover here. I'm at the Sonic Playgrounds, this fantastic exhibit at the Grammy Museum in Los Angeles, which I highly recommend you check out. And just got to do some updates to my friend, the Beat Nexus here, this 4-player instrument that is part of the exhibit. I never really got to do a good demo of this thing, so it's a little busy in here right now, but I think it'll still be a good opportunity to show you what's going on. So it's got this beautiful steel and Corian enclosure courtesy of Curious Beast design and Blackmouth. Curious Beast is the casework design and is fabricated by Blackmouth. I got involved obviously with parts of it, but most of that hardware is thanks to them. I did all the internals, the electronics. I did this fun LED visualizer that's in the center of that unit right there. And I'll give you a little overview of how each station works. So there'll be a little transition here while I crank up the volume and put headphones on. But I'll point out before that there's a little timeout thing happening. So timeout on the centerpiece, you know, little blinky animations drawing your attention to where you should play. So we'll get the headphones on. So this is the rhythm station, obviously, and each of the brightly illuminated pads in the center unmutes a different drum loop. Those are all courtesy of the artist KJ Saka. Those are loops from his libraries, which I've edited for this. You should check those out if you're at all inspired by these great libraries. Great drummer, great producer. But yeah, each of these is actually like a zone where you can modulate the sound of the loop a little bit. Kind of subtle stuff, but you can combine them as many as you want. They've all been designed and carefully edited to layer in interesting ways. So and these pads in the corner do different modulations, so you can take a loop you're playing. So different ways to play with rhythm. Over here on harmony, you got the main play space here, which is divided up into 7 different zones. Those are the 7 different chord qualities in this key. So it's kind of doing a Dorian thing, and you get different voicings if you go up and down. And you get different chord qualities in Dorian, where the more Dorian stuff is in the middle. So if you drift back or you're drawn towards the center, that's the idea, is like that's going to sound like Dorian, and you can move away, back. Yeah, and you might have noticed that there's different chord voicings when you go vertically. So your vertical position is sort of like how high or low the voicing is. And if you play softly, you get soft attack. And if you play hard, more staccato thing. Down here you can arpeggiate. You can arpeggiate between different chords if you hold down a few. So a bunch of different ways to play with harmony there. And this little selector lets you add tensions. So you can play a chord, add some tensions. So adding sevenths and ninths and 11ths and stuff like that there. So especially with 2 hands, I've only got one here because I'm holding the camera, but you can do a lot, to play chordal harmonic stuff with the harmony station. So yeah, over here in Melody Land, bright lights down here represent notes in the scale. And these are very expressive controllers that are inside each of these enclosures called the Array Touch 2. So they sense multiple touches of X, Y, and pressure. So you can see the pressure visualized on this one with that halo. And so this keyboard actually changes tone with pressure, as well as the vertical position, the Y position. And you can move smoothly between notes, so you can slide up and down. And you can do vibrato. Melodic stuff. This little slider here lets you jump between different pitches. So you get much more pitch range than just what's presented on the keyboard. This one over here does some arpeggiation. It's slower and more complex or less complex. And you got a chopping thing here. And of course, all these can be combined, ideally with more than one hand, but yeah, a lot you can do with just one note at a time. So that's the melody station. So last but not least, here is the bass station. It's broken up, this main pentagon, into 5 different zones, a little bit like the harmony station. The larger and more central zones give you more chord qualities that are central to the tonality, this Dorian thing going on. So if you play these zones, you get something that's more Dorian as a root thing versus this. So drawing you to the tonic stuff. This little secret one up here plays a sequence that loops around. So if you don't want to be doing note choice as well as other stuff you can do, you can sort of keep tapping that and you'll get sort of a automatic bass note choice. These sliders up here kind of work like a mod wheel and a pitch control on a keyboard, where this one gives you some modulation of your sound. If you press that, you get an octave jump, which is really fun. And this just bends the pitch up and down. So bending pitch, modulating, picking notes, that's what's happening on the bass. That's a quick overview of the Beat Nexus here at the Grammy Museum. I hope you get to check it out. It's a good time. Thanks.